So if you're looking to explore Melbourne but you don't want to spend a lot of money, we're going to show you the comprehensive guide of where to go, what to do, and everything on a budget. Flinders Street Station is an absolutely iconic building in Melbourne. It's on all the postcards, every poster, and it's for a reason. It is a very photogenic building. People come here in droves, just taking heaps of photos. Definitely a good free thing to do here in Melbourne. Hosier Lane is another great cheap place to add to your list. And there's so many people who are here enjoying it, taking photos, taking videos, and just enjoying the great street art.
Centre Place is known for one of the most touristy destinations in Melbourne because there are lots of cafes and restaurants and bars, and surprisingly some of them can be quite cheap. So if you're after really hearty soup or $5 baguette, come to this place.
Here at Centre Place, you've got an amazing crepe place. It's got really good cheap eats. This one is just $10 for a massive lasagna, which we're going to share here. We've also got a lot of different crepes, and you also got really yummy fresh baguettes for just $5. That's cheap.
You know what? Today's outfit kind of reminds me of Gwyneth Paltrow in the Wes Anderson's film.
Okay, so we've got another really cool, fun, unexpected thing to show you guys here. It's another great free thing to do here in Melbourne at Treasury Gardens. A lot of people don't know, but there's a little model village smack bang in the middle of it, kind of hidden away. You wouldn't know it, kind of off the path, but it's like really interesting. It's just a tiny little model two-door village. It's just really, really cute. Who needs a drone when you can just hang around small little villages like this one? Officially opened in 1948, this cute little village was a gift from Edgar Wilson, a London pensioner who gifted this village in appreciation of Melbourne's generosity in sending food to Britain during the Second World War. The models represent a typical Kentish village and also has a scale model of William Shakespeare's home and Anne Hathaway's cottage. That's one cheap way of doing it. One of the great things about coming here to Treasury Gardens, you can actually tick off quite a few things on your list of cheap things to do, and we're going to go through them with you here today. Here I am at St. Patricks Cathedral. This church is absolutely massive. In fact, it is Australia's tallest church, and that's why it's so hard to film. It just keeps going up, up, up. It was built in the 1800s. It was Gothic style, and if you're into historic buildings, it's a really great free thing to do here in Melbourne. Go check it out. The gardens here at St. Pat's Cathedral is absolutely amazing. You'll see the water fountain leading all the way up to the church. It just really is beautiful. It's serene. You've got the water fountains happening in the background. You've got the nice little seats which you can rest on. It's just a really beautiful place to hang out here in Melbourne. If you get off at Parliament Station, also make sure to take a short stroll to Treasury Gardens. It's absolutely beautiful on a nice sunny day. It's just a great place to relax, have a picnic, chill out, have a run, whatever you want. Fitzroy Gardens is such a great place to come. Just chill out, relax. It's just beautiful outside, especially now that we've finally hit spring. Woo-woo. So in big cities like New York, they have Central Park, which is just a massive park right smack bang in the middle. But in Melbourne, they have a lot of different small parks surrounded in different parts of the city, which is kind of cool because you get a different charm of a different park depending on if you're in the east side, the west side, the east. Here in the east, you've got Treasury Gardens and also Fitzroy Gardens. Gordon Reserve is a great place to just come, chill out, enjoy the fountain. There's chairs surrounding it. Take your takeaway coffee, have a picnic, just chill out in this beautiful sun. It's a nice open space so you get a lot of the sun. It doesn't get blocked by the building so much. So it's just a great chill out place here in Melbourne and it's absolutely free. Also, make sure to come check out the Manchester Unity building. It is one of my favourite buildings in Melbourne. Absolutely beautiful. It has like a Gothic old school style. It's absolutely stunning. Between De Grave Street and Flinders Street, you've got an underpass down below to get to the station. And it is not just an underpass. You've actually got a bit of an exhibition area that they change over time. It is a really great free thing to do while you're here in Melbourne.
Treasury Building is so special for us because this is the place where we got married. It was such a gloomy day because it rained, but the building itself is absolutely marvelous, and inside the building it's so beautiful. I felt so blessed when I got married in Treasury Building. Although you're not planning to get married in this building, you see lots of brides and grooms come out of this building. You kind of see what kind of wedding culture is like in Australia. So I definitely recommend you to visit this place because the building is so beautiful. You make lots of Instagrammable pictures and also feel the culture.
The other really cool thing about the old Treasury Building is that it's not just a great place to have a look on the outside. You can also go inside and they've got a free museum. So it's just a win-win. Check it out, inside and out.
So I've got a pint of beer, which is Mornington Brain Squeeze. So fruity. But this one was about $7. So $7 for a pint is a pretty good deal. And if you buy one jug, that's like $15.
Alright, I'm gonna taste this dim sim. It's actually really big. Dip it in the sauce. Piping hot. Steamed dim sims taste so different to fried ones because there's no crunchiness, and I kind of miss the crunchiness. But just the flavour of it, it's a really good deal and it's a really yummy option. ACME is another great free option right in the heart of the CBD. Located in Federation Square, it's a fun place to see different exhibits relating to film and TV. As well as fun displays, there is also interactive zones where you can play some video games, all completely free. CAMPBELL Market is a huge vintage market where you can find almost anything you can think of. It's almost completely outdoors and it's a great place to pick up some bargains. There's also some food trucks where you can find some great cheap eats. Brother Baba Budon is the perfect place to try a typical great cup of Melbourne coffee. Melburnians are obsessed with coffee, and so it's definitely a great cheap option to soak in Melbourne culture. Another great cheap thing to do is check out the brewery of Mountain Goat here in Richmond. It's just a great beer story, just a couple of mates who started their own beer brewery, and it's gotten really, really popular, and a lot of Australians drink Mountain Goat. Oh, it's a good beer. So this one's about $6, so you'll find the prices differ a bit. The great thing is that the taps differ a lot, so they're always experimenting with new beers. So you can try some pretty strange beers out there. So this one's really, really good. Another great thing is that you've also got some free brewery tours here that happen on Wednesday night and also Sunday in the Arvo. You got to check it out. Another great cheap thing to do.
Hi guys, we are in Bai Korea, and this is actually our favorite Korean restaurant because it's got lunch special, just $10. $10 till 5 p.m.
I absolutely love Korean food, and this place Bai Korea, it mixes a really cheap place but also very delicious food. I've got some bulgogi here. Let's go see the farm animals. Collingwood Children's Farm is not just for kids. It's a super fun day out checking out Australian farm animals. Oh, give him something. In a picturesque setting, it's a really beautiful and cheap day out. Entry is just $10 for adults, making it a great cheap option if you're an animal lover and into the outdoors. South Melbourne Market is a great place to check out local fresh food and for some cheap grocery shopping. There's a food hall where you can choose from many different stalls as well as a really cheap deli section.
I'm at Oyster Bar. I've never had oysters in this place, but this time I'm gonna have it for you guys. I guess you gotta just grab it and a little bit.
We'll go back in 3.
That's it.
If arts and culture is your scene, then a visit to the NGV is a must. It's free to enter and you can explore many exhibitions completely free of charge. Here we are at Futura Social. It's a really fancy kind of hipster place, hipster fancy, but one thing is not fancy, the beer prices. And that's how you pull from a jug. We're in IKEA and it's a great cheap thing to do here in Melbourne. You can just kind of window shop, cheap food, it's really good. One of the things I love about IKEA is that you can walk around so much, but there's sofas and couches and beds just everywhere for you to just relax on. It's brilliant. $1 hot dog, you can't get cheaper than that, peeps.
just in front of Shrine of Remembrance. I've lived here for 5 years. Actually, this is the first time for me to come to this place.
The Shrine of Remembrance has one of the best views of Melbourne. Head up to the top and you'll have one of the best vantage points of the city. It's one of the few spots that give you a great up-close view of the entire Melbourne city skyline. There are few places in Melbourne as relaxing and serene as the Botanical Gardens. Here we are at the Botanical Gardens. This place reminds me of Jurassic Park, don't you think? That big building? It looks the same. Located in the city centre, it's a huge garden which is perfect for taking a stroll during a warm spring day. There's lots of spots to sit and chill out while taking in the atmosphere and having a relaxing day out on your travels. Asian Beer Cafe has really cheap happy hours if you want to save some money while enjoying a drink or two.
Very sweet.
QV is a great place to shop and eat opposite Melbourne Central. If you visit Melbourne, Fed Square is a must. If you're into vintage shopping, then Retrostar has a great cheap selection of retro and vintage apparel. The shop itself has also a great vibe.
Are you good at table tennis? I suck at it. It's so bad. I just can't even do one swing. I feel so bad to ruin this latte art. So pretty. But that's gonna be my mask, so. Very flavorful.
Little Road does really good coffee. It's not too bitter like you get some coffees, but it's just really, really perfect medium roast. It's good. So Parliament House is not only great for taking photos directly outside, but you can also go inside and it's completely free. So we'll put a link on the website down below where you can see exactly what times and days it's open for the public.
Parliament Building is my favorite. There are lots of news always who are filming this building and at the same time talking about something about government. But the building itself is so pretty, so I definitely recommend you to come here and take pictures of yourself.
Another great free thing to do is heading to the Royal Arcade here in Melbourne CBD. The Royal Arcade has such a fancy vibe to it, but it's a great place to window shop or have a sweet or two. Here we are at Werribee Park, and guys, it's completely and utterly free. Located a little further in the outer suburbs, Werribee Park is a great day out, hanging with friends or family, having a picnic in this huge parkland. With the mansion as your backdrop, bring a rug and lay down and take in the wonderful vibes at this massive and unique park. The Werribee Mansion is another great cheap thing to do. At just $10, you can go explore all over the mansion. Imagine waking up and having breakfast in this room. This is just the dream. So in 1874, this mansion was built by a Scotsman who came over here with nothing but a few £100 to his name, and he built all of this. Absolutely breathtaking, this house. Just so many rooms everywhere, and it's really like you're in somebody's own house and like you're trapped in time in the 1800s. It's just a really good way to spend just $10. see that coming. We've done a lot of cheap things in Melbourne. This one has got to be one of my favorites. There's just so many rooms. You never know what you're gonna walk into. It's just so much fun. It's almost got a bit of a haunted house vibe to it too, so there's a bit of that. Werribee Mansion is just such a fun outing for the day. It's family friendly. You can do it as a couple, you can do it on your own. You're gonna have a good time. Cross my heart. The Queen Vic Market is the most popular market in Melbourne, not just for travellers, but also for locals looking to grab some cheap bargains with fruit and veg and some cheap meat for a barbecue. There's so many stalls and it's a great place to do some souvenir shopping. A great hack is to do your fruit and veg shopping here, as it's much cheaper than a supermarket. Here we are, and actually just over here, it's got really cheap Japanese food. $6.40 for a small little tub. There's small, regular, large. Small is actually quite large, so this is a very good cheap eats place. The State Library is a really good place. A lot of people use it for its free Wi-Fi, but also they lounge about in the grass, play some chess in the background as you can see, and just generally hang about this beautiful building. Here we are at Manchester Press, having a cuppa. Nice and strong. It's a very classic Melbourne bitter, strong latte. Preston Market is a really good place to get your fruit, veggies, meat. It's also located in the eastern suburbs, in the inner east, so if you're kind of around this area, it's a bit easier than going to the CBD or somewhere else. It's quite quiet here today, which is a Tuesday, which we've come on, so definitely check it out. Docklands Harbour is a really cool, fun place to hang out. It's got beautiful scenery. It's great for taking photos and just a really great place to walk around, jump on a bike, or just have a nice coffee. Docklands Library is such a great place to hang out because you've got a beautiful view of the Docklands Harbour. You've got the boats in the background, the buildings. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And inside, if you're not into reading books, you can also just grab an iPad as well and scroll through that. Have fun playing that in a nice cozy environment as you're enjoying these gorgeous views. Don't be fooled by the name, as you can find South Melbourne dim sims all around Melbourne, as it's become a very popular cheap eat. Hi guys, here we are about to try banh mi, which is another great cheap eat at only $6.50. It's really yummy. If you like Vietnamese food, come with us, let's try it out. One good banh mi, guys. Here we are at La La Land. If you're looking for a place that's very comfy, it also has cheap alcohol. This is the place. We've got $5 wine, $9 pints. This is kind of a bit less than a pint, kind of in between a pint and a schooner. So I'm calling it a puna.
This venue is actually our favorite venue because mainly it's so comfortable. Look at that, like everywhere. You can see all these comfortable couches, and look, everyone has that.
Here we are at the St Kilda Market, and we're going to check out the market stalls. It actually goes pretty far, so it's really long along the beach. It's a beautiful day. There's so many market stalls, and they've got souvenirs, food taste testing. Let's go for it, guys. St Kilda is one of the most popular tourist spots in Melbourne, and on Sundays they have a beautiful market set up alongside the Esplanade where you can find gorgeous little arts and craft and some delicious food served out of the many food trucks. As we near the end of our cheap things to do in Melbourne, we had to, of course, add St Kilda Beach. We highly recommend visiting here during sunset as the scenes from the beach are breathtaking. And while you're out here, it's also the perfect time to check out the penguins which show up by the pier. Thanks heaps for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!